Hello ladies and gentlemen, Commander Flappers here, bringing you a look at 1.1 patch for Elite Dangerous. Yes, it's been released now for about, well, less than 24 hours I guess. I wanted to do a video last night, but the download was taking far too long. I think it's because everyone was trying to download it at the same time. But anyway, I got it downloaded, and I just wanted to cover if you look at the patch notes are so big. It reminds me of being back in actual beta testing before the game was released. Like, each patch was so significant. But the patch notes are really long. I'll put the link to the patch notes in the description so you can have a read through. But I thought I'll bring to you the main points of interest that are interesting for me, at least anyway. I tried reading through everything, but there's a lot there. I'm sure I've missed a few things here and there, but these are the main points of the game that had changed. So I'll cover them in different areas per se. So the first is gameplay. Now the biggest thing for me here is that interdiction is now a crime. Yes, it's been under scrutiny for some time about whether or not it should be a crime, but at the end of the day, most people who are going to be interdicting are going to either be pirates or they're going to be bounty hunters. And if you're going to be a bounty hunter, you're going to check to see if they're wanted while in Super Cruise before taking them out through interdiction. Now, if that happens, then it's not a crime because you're actually interdicting someone who's already wanted. So you won't get penalized for that. If you're a pirate and you interdict someone who's clean, then immediately you're going to then be punished for that now. So I think that's a good change for me. I think that it will make people think twice before interdicting. It will kind of stop the griefing that happens. Well, not stop it completely, but it will slow down the griefing that happens in the game for a lot of people if they can't interdict without basically becoming a criminal. So there's that. Anyway, let's move on. The next thing is friendly fire has changed. So there has been... Well, I found it quite annoying, but I kind of learned to control it. But when you're shooting at another wanted ship, and say a police guy comes along and just goes in your line of fire without you having any sort of warning whatsoever, and then suddenly you're immediately wanted, all the police turn on you, start shooting you because you gained a 200 credit bounty for one laser hitting a stupid cop who basically flew in front of you. Now this has now been changed to ease that. Generally, it detects how much damage is being done, what weapons you're using. If you just land like a hit or two using like a small pulse laser, then you won't become wanted. There are some details regarding this, like what is not accepted. So basically, it covers that the person in question that you're shooting has to have active shields at the time. You can't do a lot of damage, and you can't be consecutively firing at them using that weapon. It also detects what weapon you're using, so you can't use missiles. If you use a missile against them, then you'll get the fine. It's smaller weapons basically, so it really looks for that accidental fire, and you won't be penalized now for that accidental fire, which is good for a lot of people. But I can see quite a number of, let's say, hardcore gamers for Elite Dangerous turning around and saying that they don't like this change, like they're making the game easy for the newcomers and stuff. So I don't know, we'll see how that goes when it actually goes live. Another big thing that has been introduced in 1.1 is community goals, and the community goals, they are kind of like let's say crowdsourced goals. So what it'll do, it'll give you a mission, and this mission is to kill loads of, like a bounty hunting mission, like kill loads of bad guys, and the person who kills the most will get like the biggest reward. And basically you have to enter into the community goal. Another thing could be gathering as much I don't know, food as possible for the station. And the person who has gathered the most food will get the big reward. Of course, there's still going to be rewards for other people, but it will be kind of like a benefactor system. So the highest benefactor will get the biggest reward. So it kind of encourages more group play in the certain scenarios. It's definitely kind of leading up towards the Wings release in 1.2, that's for sure. Another thing for explorers is, after this patch is released, any systems that you discover, the first to discover, the system will then come up with discovered by Commander XXXX. So if you're the first person to discover that system, and then you sell that data off, to whatever place, you will then have that mark saying that you discovered that system. So if someone else comes along to that undiscovered system, they'll see that's actually already been discovered by you, which I think is very cool. It kind of places a mark for everyone in the galaxy, which is pretty awesome. And finally, on the gameplay, the route planner has actually been upgraded to 1,000 light years. So that's great. So you can actually plan ahead even further journeys. Can't really complain about that. Onto the nerfs. There's two nerfs that I've kind of dug out here. The first is missiles versus shields. That has now been nerfed. So that's what we've been asked to test in 1.1. We've been asked to have a look at how the damage affects the shields, whether it's good, whether it's bad, basically give feedback on it. So what they've done is basically just nerfed it. So the missiles are no longer as effective against shield as they were before. And the next big thing, which is being annoying a lot of players, is the Python has been nerfed to oblivion. Yes, the Python was the go-to ship for that combat trading, well, not trading necessarily, but combat ship was just unstoppable. Two kind of big points here. The speed is almost 25% slower than it was before, and the shields, there's a 66% nerf on the shields. So I mean, that's a huge nerf. I've not flown a Python because I've never had the credits to actually buy one yet. But I mean, that's absolutely massive nerf. But it could be that it's needed. It could be that it's not. But again, that's the whole point of the whole testing thing here. We need to provide the feedback. So yeah, there's that. The 66% nerf in shields is just absolutely incredible. But we'll see how that pans out. Another thing, the graphics. They've added some other graphics in there. They've added some new gas giant shaders, which is because the gas giants were they were just like another planet. They weren't really standing out as gas giants. So they've just upgraded the shaders and made them look more pretty, which is pretty cool. There's been some screenshots already. We can have a look at them later as well. And the city lights have been added. So when you're going by a populated planet like Earth or Mars, for example, on the dark side of the planet, the city lights will come up, so you can actually see. And obviously with Earth, it's going to have all the the structure of the continents, and it's pretty cool. Some of these screenshots that people have made are really awesome. And they've also added cloud layer shaders. What that basically means is it looks more 3D-ish. It looks more like a planet with an extra shader of clouds going around it. Especially like with Earth, for example, we've got our atmosphere, we've got the clouds on a basically separate kind of layer to our planet. So our planet's spinning one way, our clouds could be spinning the other way. So that will take effect in the game now as well, which is pretty awesome. And a couple of miscellaneous items. Some decals have been added for pilot ranks. So as you rank up in the Pilots Federation, you'll get some like rewarded decals that you can slap onto your ship, which is pretty cool. And in the system view, you've got, as I mentioned before, about benefactors towards certain community goals. It will actually name like the highest benefactor for that system. So if you've been working a lot in a system, like getting food, killing pirates, doing whatever, then it will actually write your name in that system view to say that this commander is the biggest benefactor for this system. So, I mean, those are the main points for me anyway that have stand out and I think are awesome changes. Don't know about the Python just yet. I mean, I haven't played as the Python again, so I can't really say, but we'll have to see how others who have experienced the Python pre-patch and post-patch, so we're gonna have to wait and see on that one. But everything else is pretty awesome, and we are going to take a look into that in the second video, because this is coming up a bit longer than I thought it would. I thought it'd only be a couple of minutes, but you know how I like to rant on. But yeah, so this will be like a two-part video. This is just covering the patch, and the second video would be gameplay, just running around 1.1 and showing you all these new little features. So yeah, I think that's it for now, and just stay tuned for the next video coming up, and we'll go through the game. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, fly safe.